Hey guys, so I'm going to a barbecue tonight, and it's the part of the summer where like you can go somewhere at night and it's like beautifully, like it's gonna cool down, but it'll still be light until like, I don't know, 8:30ish. So I'm very excited about that. So I already moisturized my skin. So this is what I've been using lately. So I wanted to share this with you. This is one of the Paula's Choice. So it is a skin balancing ultra sheer daily defense. It has SPF 30 for normal, oily, or combination skin. And this is what I've been using for the past 2 weeks. And I really think that it's helping my skin. And I obviously love that it has SPF because even though makeup sometimes does, the amount of makeup that you would actually have to put on to really benefit from that SPF is insane. So anyways, it makes more sense to just use a separate SPF like in your moisturizer. Anyways, so I am going to mix 2 foundations from the Wet n Wild Photo Focus line. I'm going to do Soft Ivory and Buff Bisque. I'm using the Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge. I really like it. I just wish the name wasn't so dang long, you know? Anyways, I feel like this combo is actually pretty close to my skin. And I can use concealer to lighten up certain spots as well. I've still been using the Instant Rage Rewind. Apparently I have some rage. Instant Age Rewind Dark Circle Eraser, and this is in the color Ivory. And this is, I've been using this for mostly under eye, but I will definitely use it on any other areas that I want to lighten, since I'm doing a slightly darker foundation at this moment. And this is lighter than that. I don't want to use this on blemishes because it's just going to highlight them. So if you're using like a concealer for blemishes, just make sure it is the same color as your foundation. And then if you're using one for like highlighting or under eyes and stuff like that, then it's fine if it's lighter. And then I have been baking, obviously not cooking because that would be a disaster. But I've been using so this is the NYC Loose Face Powder in translucent. So this is like super cheap. So I don't mind using it to bake because when you bake you use like a good amount of powder. So I don't know, if you find one you really like, that's fine. I just think like I want to use a cheaper one if I'm going to be using a ton of it. So I'm putting it on the sponge and then putting it all over, well at this point all over my face, but really concentrating on the area that I put the concealer, so my under eye. I am going to prime. So I've been using the Wet n Wild, this is the Fergie line, Take on the Day eyeshadow primer. I never know, like if they have so many words on them, I'm not sure like if I'm just repeating myself and it's in a different language, or if I'm actually telling you like important information to help you find it, but I will leave it linked below in case you're looking for it. And I'm gonna let the powder on my face bake for about 5 minutes. So brows are done, and it has been about 5 minutes. So now I'm just going to take a powder brush. So this is actually the blush brush for Real Techniques. It's just huge. So I'm gonna use this to just kind of dust off any of the powder that remains. So I'm going to go in, I've been using the extra large Z palette, and these are the Younique pressed eyeshadows. Start off with a transition shade. So I'm going to go with Astute in my crease, and I'm going to use, this is actually the brush that comes in the Urban Decay Naked 2 palette. So this like fluffy end. So I'm just going to dab some in because it is really pigmented, and then start that off in my crease and above. And this is just slightly darker than my skin tone, and I'm using a very light hand. And this will just help whatever other colors we put over top to just blend a little more nicely. I'm going to use the crease brush, and I'm actually going to mix two shades. I'm gonna mix Hesitant, which is like a pink, and Agile, which has a bit of shimmer to it, and it is like a purpley purple color. So I'm gonna mix these two on my crease brush, and I'm gonna start building up my crease, starting at that outer edge, and then just sort of taking it across. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with that Urban Decay Naked 2 one, and I'm just going to go into the lighter color Hesitant, and I'm just going to sort of blend that up. Okay, so I'm going to go in with that crease brush, and I'm going to go directly into Agile, which was the darker color, and I'm just going to start putting that right on the outer edge. Okay, so I'm going to use the packing brush, which is on the other side of that Naked 2 brush. I'm going to dip it in to Gentle. I'm gonna pack that on the lid. Now you can use water for this if you don't have a setting spray. You can also use rose water. Use a little bit of this on, this is just sort of a small packing brush, on the very inner corner of my eye, that tear duct area. That's my inner corner highlight. Just a teensy bit in there. Alright, and then I'm going to go in again with that blending brush, and I'm going to go into Hesitant, the lighter of those pinks, and I'm just going to sort of dab that on. There's a bit of a transition towards the middle there. See, I have the liner shader brush. I'm going to use the liner side. This is one of the Younique brushes, and I'm going to go into Hesitant, that light pink color, and I'm going to buff this directly into my lash line. It's hard to see because I have like 2 lashes, but it's there, I swear. I'm going to go in with Agile, the darker color, but just very gently and just on that outer edge, and just sort of blend it inwards a bit. The NYX waterproof eyeliner in, I always forget the name, Brown Perfection. It's not that hard. And I'm just doing a regular line. I don't really do wings, but if you do that, you certainly can. Okay, now I'm going to curl lashes, and my mascara of choice has been the Maybelline Lash Sensational. So now that eyes are completely done, so I'm going to use my blusher brush from Younique, and I've been using the Butter Bronzer, and this is actually the deep bronzer color, but you just use a light hand. Let's make some cheekbones. Do a bit on my forehead. For lips, my favorite liner lately, since I've been doing a lot of nude lips, has been the Color Sensational Maybelline in 105 Nude Whisper. I just think it's a great, like, pink, your kind of like your natural lip color. Like a little more nude, a little less pink. So I line and fill in a bit. Yes, definitely my new favorite nude lip liner. NYX lip glosses and also the Revlon ones. But I think the most like nude natural looking one I have is 09, which is Corset. So let's do that. And I've learned these applicators give you a lot of product. So if you don't want a ton of product, you're gonna wanna wipe it off first. Definitely like a gray, cool toned nude. Yeah. And nice and matte as well. And they wear pretty well, honestly. Just to be honest. As with all matte liquid lipsticks, they're a teensy bit drying, but if your lips are like in reasonable shape, you should be fine. If not, I would, you know, bring along some extra like lip balm or something just to keep moisturized. And I think that is it for today. So I hope you like this, and thank you guys so much for watching.